This is the Born of Levi experience on G.O.C.C. Media.
Shalom, peace and blessings. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's doing good. We're going to start the show, but before we start the show, I'm going to start this show with a song called I Need That by Lawya. Beautiful song. Let's play this.
This is the Born of Levi experience on G.O.C.C. Media.
And do me a favor, brothers and sisters, hit that like button on your way in. Let's go.
Wisdom above, wisdom is love. I need to be filled with your Holy Spirit. Give me your fruits so I can look like you. Pass through the fire of adversity. Give me you, give me you, give me you. Keeps me going and going and going and going, keep going. Give me you, give me you, give me you. I need you, I need you. Give me you, give me you, give me you. 'Cause I need you, I need you. More than the water that I drink, more than the air that I breathe. Give me you, give me you, give me you. 'Cause I need to inherit the earth. I need that temperance to keep my mind right. Keep my mind. Diligence to keep me in the fight. Virtue, knowledge, yeah, that's right. And charity too. It covers a multitude of sins. What? I need it. Give me you, give me you, give me you. I need you, I need you. Give me you, give me you, give me you. 'Cause I need you, I need you. More than the water that I drink, more than the air that I breathe. Give me you, give me you, give me you. 'Cause I need you, I need you, I need you. I need you.
This is the Born of Levi experience on G.O.C.C. Media.
Yes, 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 brothers and sisters. That was Lawya. I Need That. This is the title of the song from the album Book of Psalms, streaming on all major platforms. How is everybody doing in the room? How is everybody doing in the room? You know, first and foremost, I want to give all praises to the Most High, Ahaya, in the name of His Son, Yeshua, our Lord and our Savior and our King. Right? How is everybody doing, man? Thank you guys for coming in for another installment of the Born of Levi experience. I am your host, your brother, Deacon Hazak. And once again, family, please do me that favor and hit that like button on your way in. And share this content with your brothers and sisters. Share this content, share this content, share this content. Right? You guys see the title of today's discussion. What's going on over here? Right? You guys see the title of today's discussion. Can dysfunction raise functional teens? That is the title of tonight's discussion, right? Can dysfunction raise functional teens, right? And also, before we get started, like we do every week, brothers and sisters, I need you guys, if I'm coming in nice and clear, I need you guys to put a qualm in the chat, a qualm, a fist, whatever it is. But let me know that I'm coming in nice and clear so we can continue with tonight's broadcast. Okay, yes, I see it. I see the qualms. All right. Praise the Most High, praise the Most High. All right. Yes. So much familiar faces coming in. I appreciate you guys. Yes. My family. Yeah, so like I said, brothers and sisters, we're going to talk about a topic tonight. Can dysfunction raise functional teens? Right? And this to me, I believe this is a timely lesson, and is a lesson, or I would even call it a lesson, is a conversation that will never get old, right? And as we're building a kingdom and we're seeing the days approaching and we're coming back to the knowledge and the truth of ourselves, we're realizing that we need functional law-abiding citizens of the Most High, right? But us coming back into this walk, coming back into the truth, is like we have to actually learn how to be functional as far as how the Most High wants us to be functional. But it seems as if there is a device out there, there's corporates out there that is trying to keep us in that dysfunction. And it's to the point where the dysfunction that we notice every day in our neighborhoods has actually become our function, has become the normality for us all. And it's really not normal. It's not functional. It's not what the Most High has created us to be. But we're going to talk about it tonight. Right, we're gonna talk about it. Oh man, I'm so excited, man. I don't even know where to begin, but I'm gonna begin somewhere, right? Also, brothers and sisters, as usual, let me put this up on the screen. As usual, the Hebrew and Bible Academy, brothers and sisters. If you haven't enrolled, it's not too late to enroll. It actually started October 1st, which was 2 Sundays ago. Right now, we're in week 2, heading into week 3. Let me put it on the screen so you guys could know where to go to enroll. Because I'm telling y'all missing out. And when I say Elder is dropping it, Elder is dropping it. Okay? If you want to know more about the Bible, you want to know how to navigate the Bible, you want to know how to just break scriptures down, or to just get a basic understanding of what you've been taught, which was false before, and now you're coming into the truth, you want to learn more, right? This is the place to do it. This is definitely the place to do it, right? And the theme of this Hebrew and Bible Academy is actually spiritual boot camp, right? Getting a more spiritual, in-depth understanding of what's going on in the earth, and through prophecy and through what the elders is bringing forth, right? So do yourself a favor, head to gatheringofchrist.org or historytimes.org and enroll. You'll still be able to enroll even if you missed the first 2 lessons. Listen, they'll send you the first 2 lessons and you could go ahead and watch it and download it for your viewing later. So do yourself a favor and go and check that out. All right? Go and check that out, brothers and sisters. Also, maybe my mod, I see my moderator. Shout out DJ King Style in the building. I see you. Right. I also want to put this out there too as well. I didn't pin it this week, but I'm gonna pin it. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Why is it not coming up? So also do yourself a favor and head over to the borncollection.art, right? Where you could get your Born of Levi, Born of Benjamin, Born of Judah shirts. And I'm sorry, I know I was supposed to update this website and put the other tribes on. I'm still working on it. I didn't forget about my 10 tribes, brothers. I see y'all, my brothers and sisters. So in the meantime, you know, you can also get the Born of Jacob, because we're all from Jacob. So do yourself a favor, go head over to the borncollection.art and get you some apparel. You know, support the work, right? Support the brand, I should say, right? All right. So how is everybody doing, man? Listen, I had a great week. Every week is great because the Most High still allows us to be here. But I'm having a good week, man. And today, I just want to share this with you guys. And this is going to tie into what we're talking about today. And oh, yeah, you guys can see I got some new lights in the back. Yeah. Reminding myself that I'm on air. So, yeah, I got a new light back there. I got to get more lights and stuff like that, too. But, you know, anyways. But today, while I was at work, right, something very interesting happened to me today. And I'm going to share it with you guys because it's going to tie in to, can dysfunction raise functional teens, right? And like I said, is you know, throughout the years, we've been so conditioned and so tolerant with dysfunction in our neighborhoods and our homes. We think that's normal. But the other nations, they look at us and they know that's not normal. They know we're not living normal, right? But today, right, let me share this with y'all. I'm at work, right? You know, as I do all the time. I'm at work, and a Jewish lady, right? She comes up to me and she says, "Hey, can I give you something? Because you look like a good guy. I just want to give you something." Listen, I didn't say a word to her. I don't even know who she is. Never met this lady a day in my life, right? So she slides over to me 2 cards, right? I'm gonna show it to y'all, so y'all don't think that I'm making this stuff up, because I can't, even if I tried, right? It's called the good card. Let me see if it could focus in. I should have took a pic. Yeah, here it goes. Y'all can see that? The good card. So she give this to me. And mind you, you know, according to them, we're Gentiles, we're Goyim, but you know, she wanted to share this with me. So when you read it, it says the good card. It says this good card is your spiritual credit card. Keep it on hand to remind you to do more good deeds in your daily life, right? By observing the laws of Noah, right? And so this is what all Jewish people say that the world should be following, is the Noahide laws, which when you actually read it is actually the 10 Commandments. To a certain extent, I'll read it down to you, right? It says, by observing the laws of Noah, God basic laws given to mankind, you can make the world a better place and help bring about the world of ultimate good known as the redemption, right? And it says, keep 7, be a child of Noah. And here's the 7 laws that they want all mankind to keep, right? I'm going to just read it down to y'all. It says the first Noahide law is belief in God. Do not worship idols. So we understand that's part of the 10 Commandments, right? That's the first law, right? Respect God and praise him. Do not blaspheme his name, taking his name in vain. Okay. We're getting somewhere. Respect human life. Do not murder. All right, we're getting somewhere. Respect the family. Do not commit immoral sexual acts, right? That also breaks down to honoring thy mother and thy father, right? Respect for others, respect for others' property. Do not steal. That's in the 10, right? Respect all creatures. Do not be cruel to animals. I guess, okay. And the next one is creation of judicial system. Pursue justice, right? So I'm reading it. I'm like, okay, this is nice. This is cute, right? But what about the law to command me to keep the Sabbath? What about that one? And like I said, I'm pretty sure that she had very great intentions, and I know she did, because she didn't have to share this with me, and I appreciate it. I received it. I thanked her for sharing it with me, and then I just went about my day. But I know that the Most High seen her heart and counted that towards her as good, right? But I was saying to myself, man, what if we had a system like that? What if we printed out these little cards and just had the 10 commandments on them and just was handing them out like that too, the same way? We're still spreading good. We're still spreading the gospel. We're still teaching people at the end of the day to keep God's law, statutes, and commandments. And that's basically why we're in such dysfunction. Because we're not actually keeping God's laws, statutes, and commandments. This is the reason why a lot of teens are being raised in dysfunction. And I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna put it on the screen. We're gonna do something, and we're gonna watch some videos, and we're gonna do some commentary on it. Right? And can you imagine if this was if let's say, okay, all of the Jewish people were doing this 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, right? Can you imagine how much of our people would know to do good, right? But I feel like we need to pick up the mantle and create stuff like this. Like I really think this is good. It's nice, right? But I wanted to share that with you guys. I'll clap it up for her. I'll clap it up for her. And I pray that the Most High, bestows mercy and favor on her as well too. And as she continued to try to make the world a better place. But like the scripture says, can Babylon be healed? If so, she would have been healed already. So are we late to the prom? I think we are. But it's not, it doesn't mean we can't keep trying, right? So now with that, can we raise this? Can dysfunction, right? Can dysfunction raise functional teens? And the reason why I want to have this conversation is because all you see on social media, on these TV shows, in hip hop music, is dysfunction. Right? None of the things that we see that's being promoted is what the Most High intended. That's first and foremost. But they're being paid, the people who are dysfunctional, right? I'm talking about all of these artists and entertainers. They're dysfunctional people, right? And I remember that in times past, I would just get so upset with these artists, these entertainers, for portraying what they're portraying on on social media, what we're seeing on TV, the music that we're listening to. I used to be upset at them per se, because I'm like, yo, why are you choosing to do this? But in reality, what I started to realize is that all these people that's promoting debauchery and all of these negative stuff for our children to see, and even us growing up too, these people are hurt people. These people are dysfunctional. They're all hurt. They're all damaged people. So now, in their frame of mind, I'm speaking as if I was them. They're already dysfunctional. Now here comes somebody, an A&R or a producer or a director. Hey, I'll pay you to keep doing what you're doing. All of that dysfunction that you're doing, I'll pay you to do that. And being someone who's dysfunctional, not understanding that you're living in dysfunction, in your mind, you're like, yo, I've been in the slums all my whole life. So you'll pay me to do what I do naturally? Okay, fine. So for our people, it's just a payday for them. It's just a payday. But they don't realize themselves that they are a product of somebody who was hurt or abused through the dysfunction of what of our neighborhoods, our homes, our families. They are a product of this. Right? And I said to myself, you know what? We can't come down on these people. Yeah, we could hate the sin, right? We could hate the things that they partake in, but we more so should sympathize with them because they are a product of their environment. They are a product of the dysfunction that they've witnessed growing up. Right? Look at this. I'm going to read this. I'm going to read two scriptures first. I got to bring this out. So I'm the first scripture I'm going to go to Hosea chapter 4 verse 6. Right? And a lot of us, we all know this. We all know this scripture. Right? Especially, coming into the truth and learning scriptures through street preaching. This is one of the scriptures that always stuck out. It says, Hosea 4 and 6, it reads, "My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge." So the destruction on our people is from a lack of knowledge. And I don't care what race, what religious persuasion you are at this point in time. If you're viewing this, we can all agree, no matter what race you are, no matter what color you are, no matter what religion you are, you can all agree that as a whole, the black race, if you want to call it the black race, the black and Hispanic race of people are a people that is destroyed. As a whole. Yeah, you may have some that don't fit that standard and, making changes and breaking the mold and are entrepreneurs and have nice jobs, 6-figure jobs. But what about the majority of black and brown people, Hispanic people? So we can all agree that the black and Hispanic race as a whole is jacked up. And I can say that because I'm part of these people. These are my people. So yes, I can look at my people and say something is truly wrong with my people. I can say that. And if you could say what I'm saying is false, maybe you need to stop looking at yourself and look outside of the little box that you probably have created for yourself. Because everybody turns a blind eye when it comes to our dysfunction. You know why they turn a blind eye to it? Because it has become a normality to see black and Hispanic men and women, single parent homes, children running around in the streets, in gangs, violence, right? Dysfunction. Dysfunction is like a norm amongst our communities. So that's why when you leave it to the other races or the other nations of people, they don't view our lifestyles as dysfunction. They be like, oh, that's just how you are. But it's not. But what if that's not how we really were? What happened to us? That has us in such a state of degradation and destruction. Hosea 4:6 says, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge. So there's a people who have rejected knowledge. He said, because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee. That thou be no priest to me, seeing that thou hast forgotten the law of thy God. You see? Thou hast forgotten the law of thy God. And like I said, when the Jewish lady gave me this card today, this sparked to my mind, right? This topic for today. Well, it gave me more ammunition for the topic today. Here it is. I'm already thinking about the topic. I already created the topic from last night, and the Most High sends this woman to give me this card about keeping the Most High's laws. Right? And she, like I said, that lady, she didn't know me from a hole in the world, and a hole in the wall. She just came up to me, she's like, yeah, I said, I know you're a good person, so I want you to have this. In my mind, why not do what Christ did? Don't just go to the good, go to the sinners. Go to the broken. Go to those who really need to keep these, to get them out of the destruction. Right? It says, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God. Key part of the verse, I will also forget thy children. Y'all see that? It says, I will also forget thy children. So, with that being said, our children now will be raised in dysfunction. Because our children will be forgotten by the Most High. Because why? There is no knowledge. They're not learning any knowledge. So, of course, they're going to continue to grow in dysfunction. Look, let me also show y'all this too. The book of Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy chapter 28, and I'm going to start at verse 41. Look at this, guys. The Most High said here, thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity. So that going into captivity is not just the physical form of captivity. It's not just the physical form. Captivity could be both physical and mental. Right? So our children could learn dysfunction, which would keep them in a state of destruction. Right? So we have to understand that this dysfunction that we're all experiencing is not normal. And is not there's no way we could raise children or raise up proper teens in a state of dysfunction. And this is the reason why we have all of these mainstream artists. And I'm gonna show y'all something today too, which I find very interesting. But of course, if you do studying, you would know. Oh, I could use this. You would know. You would be able to see the patterns. You could be able to see the patterns and understand there's a root to this dysfunction. 1 second, brothers and sisters. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get this thing set up. All right. Right? My light just went out. All right. Yeah. There is a root to this dysfunction. And what is that root, y'all may ask? Brothers and sisters, hit that like button. I'm gonna play this video which I found very interesting. Let me pull it up for you guys. Right? What is the root to our dysfunction? And then through finding the root, we're gonna see how I wouldn't say all, but all of the prominent faces of these artists and mainstream artists that they push on the youth with debauchery and all type of hyperly or overly sexualized images, they all have one thing in common. I'm going to show y'all. And through this, I pray that we could overcome the dysfunction. And it's just because of one key element. And it starts with the home. That's why when the Most High came down and made Adam and Eve, he only made a replica of what he made in the very beginning with himself. Man, woman, and child. And with that, that would be a complete family. And through that complete family, proper functions will be displayed. But if you remove the nuclear family, dysfunction can come in. Look, let me play this video. If I could find it first. Okay. Okay. I'm going to play this video. And I want you guys to take a look at this with me. Right? Let me put it on the screen for you guys. And let's put our thinking caps on. So a lot of you know this sister, Candace Owens, right? So the title of this video is Candace Owens Debates the Causes of Single Motherhood. Right? So now let's take a look at this together. And let's see. And let's hear the points that she makes.
Everything that happens is secondary to that. Like, it all falls apart once you remove fathers from the home. And I talk about that often, and actually.
You see, it says once you remove the father out the home, it's a trickle down effect to things that happens. That's that's the one thing she points out, right?
Actually, Barack Obama spoke about this. He gave a Father's Day speech, yes, and he started talking about all the statistics of what happens when you remove a father from the home. One simple thing: remove a father from the home, and a child is 9 times more likely to end up in prison, 6 times more likely to drop out of school. 12 times more likely to end up in prison, 9 times more likely to drop out of school, 6 times more likely to lead a life of poverty. Right? One single element. And there are actually policies that since the 1960s have incentivized that for Black America. That's when everything fell.
You guys heard that? Just that one element. Remove the father out of the house. The children are likely to drop out of school, end up in prison. And not only that, she said since the 1960s, there's laws and policies that enforce keeping the fathers out of the house. They incentivize single mothers. They incentivize them to keep them out the house. It's as if they knew, right? It's as if they knew by taking them out the house, all of these things would happen. Of course they knew. It's not as if. They knew. Right? Because when the Most High created the man is supposed to have dominion over all things. The woman was created to be his help. So now you remove a woman's head from her or her overseer or her, the one who's over her. Now she's left to look around who she's gonna help. Now she just gotta help the kids. But she wasn't created to lead. So now what does that do? Is an imbalance. And I'm gonna play it, but she paints a perfect picture of gender roles. Of everybody just learning to accept their gender roles. There's nothing wrong with accepting your gender role. But for some reason they made it where, right? Where we loathe our gender roles. Right? Get the woman out the house. Yeah, I need to be independent. I need to have my own job. I need this, I need that. But at the end of the day, who's gonna be the one suffering? The children.
Apart for Black Americans. Our families were together, kids were performing better. I mean, literally every statistic, Black Americans were doing better. Think about this, under Jim Crow laws, right, than they are doing today. Now, nobody would say America has become a more racist society since Jim Crow laws. If they did, they'd be disingenuous and they'd be lying to you, right? So what happened? Well, you tore apart our families. And you turned us into a culture of baby mamas, which is now reflected in our music. So when I talk about Black culture and I say things that need to be...
It reflects in our music, she said. The stigma of just being a baby mama, that reflects on the music now. So now, and the thing is, you want to teach somebody anything, you put it in the form of a music. So now, our children now are learning these songs that's out right now. And what do you think is training their minds to be? What these people are rapping about. What these hurt, dysfunctional people are saying on the radio. So now our children are learning how to become dysfunctional through music, through TV, right? TV series like Love and Hip Hop. I don't even know why anybody watches that stuff. It doesn't make any sense. Love and Hip Hop. What's the other ones? Y'all know them. Put them in the chat. Love and Hip Hop. Making the band? Real Housewives of Atlanta. Basketball Wives. Trash. Right? But they have to keep the dysfunction going, y'all.
Changed. Our music has taken a hit.
So I personally believe that the 60s, did you watch the show Mad Men?
I didn't watch it, but I know what it's about.
Okay, so Mad Men, I love this show because it's basically a story of an ad company from the 50s and 60s. And I love this show because it shows a cultural revolution that happened in America in the 60s. And you really walk through and see how the world changed in the 60s. I would love to have a show like that for Black America to show people really what went on in the 60s. Because like you said, I think most people go to the 60s, right, as this era where Black progress was going on its upward.
It was.
And then all of a sudden, 70s, 80s, we see a downward spiral in a lot of different areas. While welfare is a variable, because I believe it's a multi-variable equation which caused these issues. While welfare is a variable, I think there's other variables that we're not talking about as well that contributed to the breakdown of the Black families.
Fear.
And so one of the things, fear is definitely one. One of the things is, so many people quote the 25% of Black women in 1960s who were single mothers, right? And they said the number went from 23, 25, whatever number you believe, to about 70 to 75 today. Is that fair to say? But most people don't realize that 23, 25% in the 60s was still extremely high.
Well, they thought they said it was extremely high because at that time, family was valued all across America.
Exactly.
It was all about the family.
Exactly.
You're talking about Patrick Moynihan's report, and they said we've got a problem here.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, it was considered high.
Exactly.
So, an ad is about to come through, but I'm going to fix them on that. Right? So basically, in the 60s, families was a big thing. Something happened to where now, the nuclear family is not needed especially in the black household, right? So now they're pinpointing what happened, what was the change. So let me go back to the video now. Let me go back to the video.
Because in the white community, the rate was 3%, right? So what's interesting is in the Black community, the rate went from 25% to 75%, a 300% increase. And in the white community, went from 3% to today about 30%, which is a 1,000% increase.
Yeah, but way less than ours.
Yes. But percentage-wise, obviously, when you get to higher tiers, it's difficult to grow faster, right? It's way easier to go from 2% to 4% than from 40% to 80%, right? But at the same time, we did it. we still went up.
Yeah.
And so one of the things that's really fast,
and you notice the Black families, our numbers increase in single parent homes more significantly than the white families. I wonder why. Hosea 4 and 6, right? The knowledge that we had concerning the Most High, concerning family, that was taken from us. And another lifestyle was given to us. So of course our numbers is going to rise faster because no matter what situation we're in, the Most High already told us, in any situation you're in, thou shalt, where you used to be the head, thou shalt be the tail now. You're always going to be in the bottom.
fascinating is that the single motherhood rate was high in the Black community in the 60s. So sometimes I feel as though we're painting, just my personal opinion, a disingenuous image of the 1960s as this utopian ideal time in Black America when there was a bunch of issues still going on.
Yeah, but 23% versus 77%.
No,
it's like, yeah, I mean.
Okay, so his argument is basically saying that we're painting a picture as if the 60s didn't have, like the families in the 60s didn't have problems either. But Candace is saying, what she's saying is, we're not saying that wasn't an issue. It was not like there was no issues at all in the 60s with the families, but the spike increase of how rapid it went is crazy, right? Because our number's always been high as far as single parent homes with as far as single mothers. It's always been higher than compared to the other nations. But it just kept rising while the other numbers stayed steady almost with the whites and the other nations, right? When it came to the Blacks, our numbers kind of it just kept spiking, kept rising. It's like it's like they gave us the remedy for destruction, and then it just grew its own head and it just kept going. It grew a life of its own. Basically, right? Let's continue this.
It's gotten worse. I think it's fair to say it's gotten worse, but like I was saying,
way worse. I mean, we're talking about it's increased threefold, right? I mean, that's not like it just got a little bit worse. This is like this went from like an issue that needed to be addressed at 23%, which I do still believe is high, right? But 23% and 77%. You can't even talk about these two things the same.
Can't
right?
equate those two.
Because now you're talking about it was a minority and now it's a majority, an 100%. Overwhelming majority, right? So it was a small minority and now it's an overwhelming majority of black people that are growing up without a father in the home. So that completely rewrites culture.
No, and I agree with you. And like I said,
you heard what she said? It completely rewrites culture, not having a father in the home. And she's just basically showing how important it is to keep the fathers in the home. And with the keeping the fathers in the home, it lessened the chances of that child or that teen, boy or girl, growing up dysfunctionally.
I'm all in favor of the single motherhood rate being an issue. What I'm saying is that sometimes I feel as though when people are making just the welfare argument that this is the only variable that contributed to the rise in single motherhood, we're having a very myopic perspective of what's going on because it's a myriad of factors. Because what's interesting that
so his stance is not just using welfare alone, and I believe he has a point. I do believe he has a good point, right? It wasn't just welfare alone that rose the numbers of single mother homes or single parent homes with just a mother raising the children. Yes, being on welfare did play a part, but it wasn't the part or the issue. There's other issues that arise. Christ always said it because of the hardness of your hearts. So these things all play in. Not keeping the laws, right? Not keeping the laws plays a part on how we operate amongst each other. Because, brothers and sisters, keep in mind, right? Brothers and sisters, keep in mind that when the Most High gave these commands, he gave these laws, it was for us to know how to conduct ourselves within our communities, within our homes. Now you take away these laws. Now, how do we govern our own nation? How do we govern ourselves? How do we govern our households? There's no rules. There's nothing to follow. There's no guideline. So, yes, I believe that they seen that, okay, these are people, the powers that be, they seen that, okay, yeah, these people are a people without law. These are people who are dysfunctioned. Let's aid in their dysfunction, and now let's offer them welfare. Let's help the dysfunction even more by saying, okay, you know what, we'll help you, but you got to take that man out of the house first. Now completely destroys the next generation. Right? So I believe I'm with him on that. It wasn't just the welfare that aided in the single family homes. It's more than just the welfare.
You make reference to is that, you love Thomas so well. You like one of the guys that you mentioned a lot. And I really respect some of his writings. And Thomas Sowell has argued that in the 1980s, under the Reagan administration, it's fair to say that welfare got cut, right? It's fair to say that he was one of the presidents who actually made government smaller. But what you see as welfare decreased in the 80s, you also saw an increase in single motherhood, and also family structures were still corroding. So if the correlation is simply as welfare increases, single motherhood increases, then the inverse should be true as well. As welfare decreases, then single motherhood decreases.
Yeah.
And he's making some good points, because if welfare was the end all be all to having why we have so much single parent homes, then as welfare increases, single family homes should also increase too. But he said under the Reagan administration in the 80s, that's what he's saying, that he kind of put an end to welfare to a certain extent. So the welfare numbers decreased, but yet single mother homes still was increasing. So what was the cause? It wasn't the welfare. The welfare just aided in the issues, or aided to help the issues that was already there.
Well, him rolling back welfare benefits, he didn't take welfare away from the people that had it. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's not going to, I don't think that would change, especially in a short span of years. Like, you know, for a president can only be president for 8 years, right? Welfare policy.
Hey guys, Toby Mathis here.
No. I'm sorry. No, I don't. No, Dobie Mathis. Right? So, I believe that brother's making some great points. Right? But let's continue. I want to hear how because she also makes valid points too, because all in all is just trying to figure out what's, like, you know, why is this happening? The cause of it, us here on this stream, we can come to our conclusion biblically and understand why it's happening, right? But, you know, I like to see their insight as it, you know, those who's not using a biblical stance, but they're, you know, they can see the issues in our communities.
60s are still exist today, right? So you can have one president that proliferates it, and you can have one president that wants to dial back on it, but they're not going into homes and saying, now you're not getting food stamps.
No, I agree with you, but I guess what I'm saying is, and you said 60.
They didn't stop the incentivization of no fathers in home during that time.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So there was still an incentive to be a single mother. There was still an incentive. And when you're talking about that, you're talking about the diminishing, like they diminished the role of black men. I mean, I genuinely believe what we're going through in terms of just the role of black men is an epidemic.
Of course. And so I agree with you 110%. But what I was saying, like, it's a multivariable equation. So one thing that also happened was globalization. Right? Second Great Migration occurred in the 1940s, where a lot of these blacks left the South. They went to where? Los Angeles, they went to Chicago, they went to Pittsburgh, they went to New York, they went to these cities for these different jobs. And a lot of black men went for service industry jobs. What happened in the late 70s, 80s, and 90s? The world changed, right?
That also happened way before, earlier in the progressive era, and it didn't change when they did that. The migration has happened more than once or twice. It also happened during the progressive era.
The first Great Migration, but the world didn't change though.
But that's my point, because welfare didn't exist. So I actually think, I'm not saying it's the only variable. I'm saying it's the biggest variable.
Okay, so that's her stance. Welfare is not the only variable, which I agree. I could clap that up for her. Clap that up. I agree with that. Welfare wasn't the only variable, but it was one of the biggest. That was her stance. Okay? I mean, that she's entitled to her opinion. Right? But we have to shine a light also on what else aided in the dysfunction of single parent homes. What aided that?
Okay.
So if you can look back and you say this migration has happened, the Great Migration first happened, during the progressive era, and nothing changed in terms of the family dynamic, that lets you know that the family was still intact.
Well,
right?
Things did change in the 1920s during the Great Depression. Single motherhood went up and broken marriages went up across all communities in America, because what we see is that one of the biggest issues when it comes to marriages, as you and I both know, when you have financial instability in communities, you're going to have higher rates of single motherhood and higher rates of broken marriages. So during that period of time...
But slightly. You get what I'm saying? Slightly. I mean, if you're talking about, of course, if you look at any statistic and you're looking at it over time, you're going to see this. Right? During different times. I mean, case in point, during World War II, men were going overseas, they were being killed. There are all these different things that go like this. When you see this sharp increase, something's happened that started this. And this is what's happened after the 1960s, right?
Of course.
So yes, there are tons of other small variables that can impact those things. And I agree with you that we could talk about any one of those elements and say this could have contributed, right? But when we're talking about, we're staying from, 11% to 18%, right? And then we're going from 23% to 77%.
77%.
What was the big variable? And the big variable is welfare.
Welfare is one of the...
Marrying women to government.
But here's another interesting factor. So also you have to take into consideration shotgun marriages, right? So that's something also.
So here's another variable to why these things didn't work. Shotgun marriages, right? We all know about shotgun marriages, right? Someone come in and deal with your daughter without your permission. According to the law, you got to marry her, right? So now he was saying that didn't work.
that happened as well. So basically what happened was a very interesting study. So in the year 1964, when they analyzed the black family, like you're saying, blacks were married who have been married were married at higher rates than whites. But still, at the same time, blacks had higher single motherhood rates than whites. So what they realized was that for a lot of black Americans, there was a cultural attitude where if you got a woman pregnant, right, the idea was you would marry them. So I hope you guys are following that.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden, the cultural attitudes changed.
It did.
In the 60s, right? You had second wave feminism. You had a lot of women becoming more into the workplace. You had a lot of different cultural attitudes that also contributed to it. So a lot of these women who were once single mothers, right, because single motherhood was steadily raising during this period of time. A lot of these women who were single mothers who traditionally felt the obligation to get married, right? A lot of them, like you said, did quote unquote get married to the government, but a lot of them chose not to get married because of the disinvention of shotgun marriages as well as no fault divorce.
And what I like about this is, you know, they're both saying the right things, but their debate should just come together instead of saying this is the leading cause than the other. We read it earlier. We are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. That is the biggest variable to me. I wish I was sitting there in the middle of the tables, you know, giving my point, my input. I would have kept it strictly biblical with them and show them, listen, welfare, you know, it played its part, but it wouldn't have any effect if we kept the laws of the Most High straight up and down. Welfare came in after the fact. We already had our issues in the home. And I think that's where this brother is hinting at. But he got to reel it all in and be like, yo, we not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. We not dealing righteously with the Most High. So how are we going to deal righteously with ourselves? That's the real question. If I can't make an agreement with the Most High himself, what makes you think that I can make an agreement with you and you're just a man just like me? Think about it.
Right. I mean, listen, that now we're kind of getting into the space of feminism, and I'm also very opposed to feminism, right? You know what I mean? Yeah. So like, I mean, you're exactly right that's another corollary, and I agree with you. And in terms of, you hear me speak about this often, trying to turn feminism, trying to make women aspire, you know, turn women into men, turn men into women, you know, saying if this shouldn't belong to men, women should want this too. I disagree with all of that. I think that resetting, that has also contributed to the breakdown of family dynamics. That's also why I'm against the trans movement. Like, I mean, so don't think that I am only solely saying welfare. I'm saying it's the biggest contributor to the spike. Yeah. And then there are all these other elements, and you are correct, Pat. After the 60s, there was sort of this push, feminism, environmentalism, all of these isms started popping up after the 60s, and you talk about how any of them have contributed to the breakdown. But the single biggest contributor for the black community has been welfare, in my opinion. Okay, and then there's tons of other things that factor into it, and they're all things that I fight today. So you're not going to find a...
So she's basically saying it, y'all. She's saying what her stance is. He's saying what his stance is. They're both correct. Okay, they're both correct. But we all notice that there is a problem. We notice that there's a problem with the with having single mother homes. And she said it in the very beginning. She said, take out the father out of the home, and that is the beginning of the destruction of the nuclear family. And she said there has been studies to show what happens when you take the father out of the home. Children are more likely to end up in prison, drop out of school, right? Have children out of wedlock. All because there's not a father figure presence in the home. And I know many of us here today on the stream, watching, listening to this, we can all agree, we can all attest to that. So, excuse me. No switch. Okay. So, I was thinking about this earlier, and I was like, you know what? I want to see how many of these new up and coming artists now grew up in dysfunction, grew up without having a father, and what else other elements is there that's kind of aiding into them being dysfunctional. So look, I looked up a couple of new artists, right? New artists, female. I looked up the female artists, right? From the ages of 21 to 28. But the newer and more famous ones right now are the ones who's getting a lot of steam. They're no older than 25 years old. So I started with the first one, right? Let's do this. I'm gonna show y'all. Let's go here. Right? We're gonna start with Sexy Red. I didn't even know who she was. I didn't even know who she was until I seen one of them songs. So I just did a Wikipedia search on her. Right? Not just her, but the other ones as well too. The other mainstream artists. So y'all know her as Sexy Red, but her real name is Janae Nora Rary. I hope I said it right. Born April 15th, 1998. 98? Yo, she is a baby. Known professionally as Sexy Red. Right? So her earlier life. I want you to see this. Right? I'm reading right here. So I want you to take a look at this. It says Rary grew up in St. Louis County, Missouri. She started rapping when her boyfriend cheated on her. So first of all, she shouldn't even have a boyfriend. You understand? Like that should not even exist. But you know, this is the times that we're living in because of the dysfunction. You see that? She started rapping when her boyfriend cheated on her, and she decided to write a diss song about it. The stage name Sexy Red was adopted from others, giving her the nickname Red due to her red dyed hair and her aim for sex appeal since embarking on a recording career. The extra Y was added to differentiate from an Instagram personality of a homophonous name. So I wanted to get this personal life. So now look at this. This is her personal life now. And like I said earlier, these people that they're promoting, they're only using the people that's already dysfunctional to promote them, to pay them to do what they feel like they do naturally. But what is that going to do? It's going to teach the rest of us or the next generation to be just as dysfunctional as them. Right? So Rary has a son. She has a son. She's only 25. So what do you think is going to happen down the line? In August 2023, Riri disclosed on a podcast that she was a rape victim. A victim of rape. So now when I read this, I'm like, yo, it makes sense. It makes sense to why she's the way she is. To me, when I read that, this is one of the entry points of how she became so dysfunctional. She was raped. We don't know at what age. We don't know at what age. We don't know how often it happened. But she was a victim of that. And somebody was supposed to be there to protect her from that. Her father. There's no mention of her father in her. I'm going to read this right here. Her early life. No, where is it? It tells you right here. I want to find it. I don't think it's on this. But yeah. So with her dysfunction, she was a rape victim. No father around. And this is what happened to who they call Sexy Red. This young lady right here. Right? And of course, being impoverished, being, brought up in dysfunction, of course she's going to agree to get paid, right? To get paid to just show what she does naturally, what she thinks is normal. So this is why I was like, you know what? I feel sorry for her. I feel bad for her because I understand what she's going through. Look, she got a song. Look at the name of this song right here. See the name of this song right here? Slut Me Out. And someone, I'm not saying who, I don't know who, but someone is paying her to show these things to our children. Someone is making money off of her dysfunction. Someone is. I don't know who, but somebody is making money off of her dysfunction. And of course, they're going to use her because the goal is to continue to push dysfunction to us so that two things, so they can continue making money off of our dysfunction and keep us in a state of degradation and immorality and debauchery. Right? Let's continue. Let's look at who else they promote. Here's another artist. Let me bring it here. Here's another artist. Come on. Let me type this in. Right? Scar Lip. Scar Lip. She's another young. She was born in the year 2000. Born in the year 2000, only 23 years old. Another baby. So Scar Lip, but her real name is Ciara Lewis, born December 12th, 2000. She didn't even turn 23 yet. She'll be 23 this year in December. But Known, oh, well, no, she'll be 24, I believe. All right. Known professionally as Scar Lip, is an American rapper. Her 2022 single Glizzy Gobbler went viral on TikTok. And immediately after that, she was signed by Epic Records. They was like, you know what? Nah, we could use some of that dysfunction. So she made a song called Glizzy Gobbler. For a lot of you guys who's older and don't know what a glizzy is, look it up. Right? It's a hot dog, but they use the name glizzy as something else now. Right? Just to keep it PG, okay? So she makes a song called Glizzy Gobbler, and Epic Records like, you know what? Nah. Get her on the phone right now. We could use that. Okay, she was born in Bronx, New York. She's, okay, New York native, and raised in Brooklyn, right? My city, right? So let's look at her life and career. It says she began writing poetry from a young age, at 12. Her mother died after getting into a hit and run. So they only talk about her mother. So car accident, right? At age 16, she got a scar on her lip after her brother punched her in the mouth while she tried to get into the house. Okay, crazy story. According to her, she was abused by her aunt. See the word here? It says, according to her, she was abused by her aunt and uncle while living with them. And I wonder if that abuse was, if she's calling it abuse because they were trying to correct her lifestyle, or was it on the left-hand side? We don't know yet, but we're just going to take it for what it is, right? It says she was eventually kicked out of her aunt's house. So it looks like auntie and uncle was trying to instill some good values into this young lady, and she just was disobedient. Because you don't just kick out a child who's doing the right thing. Right? You kick out a dysfunctional child. She was eventually kicked out of her aunt's house and put into foster care. And we know about the horror stories that happens in the foster care system. Right? So now we see that she is also a product of being raised just by a single mother. And that single mother was taken from her, so she ends up in foster care. And you know the horror stories, and now she is the product that comes out of all of this is what we see the artist called Scar Lip, creating songs like Glizzy Gobbler. What else? So she got songs called Therapy, Foster Care, Suicide Awareness, Lose Control, right? Glizzy Gobbler, This Is New York. That song is just a bad song, right? So she's a product of the dysfunction with her name called Scar Lip. And somebody, I don't know who, somebody is getting paid off of her dysfunction. So now let's also look at this next. We're actually getting somewhere with this. We're seeing a pattern. Another young female artist, Ice Spice. This is what she looks like for those of you guys who want to know. This is Ice Spice. Another baby born in the year 2000. Only 23 years old. Another New York native. Something about New York, huh? So Ice Spice, actually, her real name is Isis Nija Gaston. Born January 1st, 2000. Known professionally as Ice Spice. is an American rapper born and raised in the Bronx, borough of the New York City area, right? She began her career in the year 2021. So all these artists are just popping up out of nowhere. It's as if they're like, yo, we got to reel these people back in. We need more influencers. We got to reel these sisters back in. Right? Ice Spice first gained major recognition in late 2022, which was actually just last year, with her song, Munch, Feeling You. Y'all heard that song? Oh, you thought I was feeling you? Munch, right? And when I heard that song, when I heard it for the first time, I'm like, yo, this has got to be the dumbest song I've ever heard in my life. And I'm like, how are people liking this? This is not even music. Which achieved viral popularity on TikTok. So it looked like these new up and coming artists are getting popular on TikTok. Who's the creators of TikTok, y'all? Is it China? So somebody's getting paid from her dysfunction. So now let's look at more her earlier life. I said knife. Look at this. Early life education. Right? Isis, she was born, in the Bronx in the January 1st, 2000 on Fordham Road. Right? So look at this. She is the oldest of 5 siblings. Her father, now they're finally mentioning a father now. There's a father figure there. Her father, Joseph Gaston, who was a former underground rapper, is African American. While her mother, right, Charina Almanzar, who worked at a car dealership, gave birth to Gaston at 17. So we can see that even her parents were a result of dysfunction. You having a child at 17 and you're still a child? See what I'm saying? Her mother is Dominican, so northern and southern kingdom. The two first met at McDonald's and divorced. See that? What happened to their relationship, their marriage? And they divorced when Gaston was 2 years old. So the father was not present in her life from when she was 2 on. Because her parents were frequently busy working, she spent much of her childhood with her grandparents and cousins. She went to school in the Bronx until she was sent to Sacred Heart High School, a Catholic school in Yonkers. Right? So her parents were divorced, father not in the picture. Personal life. I want y'all to see this personal life right here. It says, Ice Spice is bisexual. I didn't even know that until I read this. I did not know that. So she is bisexual. So I wonder, how did she turn out like this? And we heard what Candace Owens was saying in the beginning. Removing the father of the home is the beginning of all of the other problems that occur with children. So somebody is getting paid off of her dysfunction as well. Somebody's incentivizing her dysfunction. We got more. Because I had to continue checking. I wanted to see all of the new latest artists that's blowing up out of nowhere. What happened to, like, what was their lives like? And surprisingly, Wikipedia has it. Or Wikipedia has it. Here's another artist, female artist, Doja Cat. I don't even know what kind of name that is. And actually, when you look up the word Doja, right? Doja is supposed to be this highly potent form of marijuana. It's supposed to be a highly potent marijuana that leaves you high for like 5 to 8 hours. And she names herself Doja Cat. But let's read on Doja Cat. So Doja Cat, another female artist, born October 21st, 1995. Another baby. 1995. Her real name is, I'm gonna try to say this now, is Amala Ratina Zildi. I can't. I'm sorry. I tried these names, but Amala, also known as Doja Cat, is an American rapper and singer. Born and raised in Los Angeles, she began making and releasing music on SoundCloud as a teenager. Her song, So High, now I see why she put the name, she has the name as Doja Cat, caught the attention of Kamosaba and RCA Records. So it looks like these record companies are finding these potentials on these social media platforms and is capitalizing and saying and looking at them like, you know what? We could use this dysfunction. That's what it looks like. Somebody is getting paid from this. Okay? So now let's continue reading. Let's find out some more about her. So her earlier life, right? Let's see. So it says here, her mother, Deborah Sawyer, is an American graphic designer of Jewish heritage. Okay, so her mother is Jewish. And her father, so now we're speaking about her father, we got another father in the picture now, is, I'm going to try to pronounce his name, Dumisani Dalmini, is a South African performer of Zulu descent. Jewish mother, South African father. Okay. Right. He was best known for starring as Crocodile in a Broadway show. Right. It says the two. I'm reading from here. It says the two had a brief relationship. Why is that? After meeting in New York, where Dumasani performed on Broadway. So they had a brief relationship, her mother and father. But he, of course, is his fault, right? But he was too busy on tour to spend time with Amala and her brother. And he claims to have left his family in the U.S. for South Africa out of homesickness. So he just up and left, supposedly. That's what he's saying here. He up and left because he was homesick. Forget about my children. I'm going back to Africa. In hopes that they would join him there. So yeah, so another situation of a father leaving the presence, and once he leave, she becomes Doja Cat. And someone is like, you know what? We could make money off of dysfunction. And I'm pretty sure they go and they do a bio search on these people, and everything must check out. Okay. She's speaking about drugs. She's speaking about sex. Okay, that checks. Okay, good. No father. Okay, check. That's good. We could use that. Weird color hair. Yeah, check. Fits the description. Yeah, give her a call. We want to sign her. Right? So we just looked at what? How many that was like what? 4 artists we just looked at? That was four artists we looked at. And we could keep going. And I noticed, brothers and sisters, a pattern. I noticed a pattern. I noticed that there was a pattern with all of these artists, these female artists that they use. They all have the same issue. There was no fathers there. Look at this. Y'all think I'm just making this up. Another one. Megan Thee Stallion. Another young young artist who just came up out of nowhere, female, born 1995. All of these sisters is young, babies. They don't know. They don't know what they're doing is influencing the next generation in the wrong way. And this is the reason why I feel bad for them, because they are a product of the dysfunction from what we're seeing. So now look, Megan Thee Stallion, right? Born February 15th, 1995. Name Megan Jovan Ruth Pete. It's an interesting name. Known professionally as Megan Thee Stallion, is an American rapper. Originally from Houston, Texas. Okay, Houston, Texas, stand up. Okay, Houston finally on the map. Okay. Right? Garnered attention when videos of her freestyling became popular on what? Social media platforms. So this is how these is how they're finding these people on social media. And these whoever they are, these people are paying them to continue the debauchery. So she was founded on Instagram, right? Megan Thee Stallion signed to 300 Entertainment. 300 Entertainment, right? Doing business at Theory Entertainment, LLC, doing business as 300 Entertainment, is an American record label founded by, I don't know if y'all know who this man is, Lawya Cohen, Kevin Liles. It's big names right here. So someone is making money off of her dysfunction. 300 Entertainment. Okay. So now let's look at her early life. Okay. Megan Jovan Pete, Ruth Pete. I just call her Megan. Right? In San Antonio, Texas, and her mother, Holly Thomas, immediately moved to Houston after her birth. So after she was born, it just shows that her and her mother moved to Houston. Like her mom had to get up on out of there. So it was just her and her mom, right? Thomas, which is her mom, rapped under the name Hollywood. I didn't look up her mom. I gotta look up her mom. I don't know who she is. And would bring her daughter with her to recording sessions instead of putting her in daycare. Like already I could already hear the dysfunction. I'm not gonna bring you to daycare, but you coming with me to the studio. And you know you're not going to the studio during the day. That's why you going in the studio at night. So I guess she was using the daycare money to pay for studio time. I don't know. So it's just hearing that I could already see. It's like it's disheartening. But you know what we gonna do. Pete, or Megan, was raised in South Park neighborhood of Houston. Before moving with her mother to Pearland at the age of 14, where she lived until she turned 18. Pete began writing raps at the age of 14 when she eventually shows Thomas her rapping skills, shows her mom her rapping skills at 18. Thomas required that Pete wait until she was 21 to pursue rapping as a career. Her mother commented that her lyrics were too sexually suggestive for her young age. So now the question is, how was she exposed to such behavior at such a young age? How did she know to have sexually suggestive lyrics at her young age? What played a part in that? What played a part in that dysfunction? Of course, somebody had something to do with that. Right? So now let's keep reading. Let's look at personal life. So it says here, Megan Thee Stallion mentioned being part Creole in her songs, Cocky AF, right? And Freak Nasty. These are the names of the songs that she has made. And this is what they're pushing. This is what they're promoting, right? It says, her mother, Holly Thomas, died in March 2019 from a long-standing cancerous brain tumor, right? And Megan's great-grandmother died shortly after that, too, in the same year, the same month. That's crazy. That's weird. Mother and grandmother dies in the same month? So she was raised by her mother and her grandmother. And someone said, I could get paid from her dysfunction. And like I said, I noticed that pattern. I looked up all of these sisters and I'm like, yo, there's no way y'all was raised like that. Or or you just became like that. It had to be something that was already there. And I found it out. I pinpointed it. The dysfunction, the fatherless homes, right? That played a significant part in raising dysfunctional teens. So now we see the issue here. We're seeing an issue. We're seeing what these sisters are products of. And only the Most High knows what these sisters would have became, what they could have been if their fathers were there. Right? And now they're being paid to show off their dysfunction. Now we have to actually raise our children from children into teens and then eventually to adults. But we have to filter out all of this stuff. Right? Fathers, what are we to do? Let me read this. And this is why it's very important for us to understand why the Most High made the families to be the way it's supposed to be. Right? I'm in the book of Sirach, chapter 7. I'm gonna read this real quick. Do me a favor, brothers and sisters, continue to hit that like button on your way in. I appreciate you guys for doing so. But I want to read this. And we read earlier, like I said, in Hosea, what the Most High was saying. What the Most High said, what he said concerning us being destroyed. Because we lack the knowledge, that not just the knowledge of ourselves, but the knowledge of him. And once we take him out the picture, You might as well take the father out of the picture. Like, what good is having a father if you're not going to have the ultimate father? Right? What good is having a father if you're not going to have the ultimate father, right? So now, I'm in the book of Sirach or Ecclesiasticus, chapter 7, verse 23, and it reads, "Hast thou children?" Let's get some resolve for us, right? So we could continue to keep our children away from dysfunction and have them raised functional, right? So they can become a good product to society, a good product to the Most High, some value to our kingdom. Because look, someone is paying our young woman to continue to destroy the next generation. So we actually, as parents, we actually have to work harder seeing what's against us and seeing what they're doing to our children, to the minds of them. Right? Look, Ecclesiasticus, 7 verse 23. And it reads, "Hast thou children? Instruct them." See? It says to instruct them. Right? "And bow down their neck from their youth." So that means that means you're not smiling in their face all the time. You're not excusing their wild behavior and saying, "Oh, that's cute. Oh, look, he's so cute. Look at her. Oh, she's so, look at her just twerking. She's so cute." You're not supposed to allow these type of behaviors and explain it off as it's cute. The scripture tells us to instruct them and bow down their necks from their youth. Right? Make them understand, like, yo, what you're doing is off. Right? And I'm not going to sit here and say there's not some single mothers who's not doing a good job. Right? Raising their children. I'm not saying you're not doing a good job. But you could do a better job by having a male presence. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I seen a video. I could speak on it too because I have 2 sons of my own. Right? It's night and day when I'm home or when I'm around. It's night and day. I could call the house and I hate them in the background, screaming, pulling, throwing things. Give me that, fighting. But as soon as I come home, all that's done. I don't even gotta say nothing. I just look at them. You know that stare that you get. You just look at them. Over here, you over here. Sit down. Yeah, you over here. Instant. Yeah, mom tries her best. She holds it down. Yeah, but when dad comes home, it's night and day. I remember growing up. That thing that's called dad fear. This is a different kind of fear when the dad is home. It's a different type of fear, and I could see that in my sons. I could see that they know they could feel that fear. I could feel it from them. Like, dang, I would hate to be them if I was them. Right? But it's a different type of fear and respect when the father is present, when there's a father present. There's only so much moms could do on their own. Right? It says, now here's the best part. Here's the best part of the scripture. It says, verse 24. "Hast thou daughters? Have a care of their body." And it's written, you see, this is the reason why the dysfunction is there. This is the reason why these sisters that we're seeing being paid to show off their dysfunction is so out there. Dressing revealing and making songs with nasty, provocative titles. No one was there to tell them, like, no, take that skirt off. It's too short. Hey, cover up a little bit. Matter of fact, who's this boy calling his house? Tell him he can never call here again. There was nobody there to do that, to protect them from that. There was nobody there to protect them. So they are a product of being destroyed. And we have to, and us who have eyes to see, we have to see that and not repeat the same cycle with our children. Hast thou daughters? Have a care for their body, and show not thyself cheerful towards them. Right? What does that mean? You're not excusing of, oh, that's just cute. Right? She just learned to walk, and then she's in a song comes on, and she must have seen her cousins or something twerking, and then now you see her, you come home and you see her twerking. Nah, you're supposed to correct that as soon as the first shake, you correct that. You ain't gonna be doing that in here. Matter of fact, you're not gonna be even wearing that in here. Matter of fact, let me see your phone. What you watching? Nah, you're not watching that. You're not dyeing your hair all red. You're not doing that. Somebody has to be there to check them, because if you don't, then they become the Ice Spices of the world. They become the Cardi B's and the Little Kims. They become them. They become that. And somebody's gonna pay them to stay like that if we don't fix it. Right? It says, marry thy daughter. What does that mean, marry thy daughter? That means give her off to a good man. Don't let some little boy just come out of nowhere and be walking your daughter home from school. Having these little boys call the house. Yeah, is Marla home? Can I speak to Marla, please? Listen, don't ever call this house again. That's first and foremost. Right? It says, marry thy daughter, and so shalt thou have performed a weightier matter, or a weighty matter. Why is that a weighty matter? To make sure your daughter stays chaste and a virgin until her wedding date. That is a task. That is a task. And only a father being there and showing her her value, showing her how precious she is. That's the only way she's going to be able to be functional as an adult. It's the only way. That is the only way. Right? It says that it is the way. He says, marry thy daughter, and so shalt thou have performed a weighty matter. But give her to a man of understanding. Right? That means there should be someone there checking these brothers out that's coming to pursue your daughter. You don't just let somebody come and talk to your daughter out of nowhere without talking to you first. That's how we change this cycle of dysfunction. You interested in my daughter, you got to come to me first. Listen, I can see why the Most High didn't give me daughters. Right? So, marry thy daughters, and so shalt thou have performed a weighty matter. Right? But give her to a man of understanding. There was something else I wanted to bring out on this too. But that's it on that. Right? So we got to break the cycle, right, of raising dysfunctional teens. And it starts by fathers stepping up and being fathers, man. And mothers stop or don't stop your husbands from being fathers. Or if you're not with him, allow him to be there for his children for their sake, because they grow up to be these products out here that we see. They grow up to be little Lucifer. What's his name? Little Uzi Vert. Right? They grow up to be all of them. Y'all know their names. These rappers that's out here, these young rappers. All they want to talk about is gang violence, kill, kill, kill. Right? All they want to talk about is sex, money, drugs. Right? It's bad out here. So mothers, stop withholding your children from their fathers. If the father wants to be there, allow him to be there. Allow him to be present in his child's life. Right? Because the Most High knows we need that. They need that. They're next in line. What are we setting them up to do? Right? I want to show this video too. I forgot to set it up, but I want to show this. I want to show what the product of a well-nurtured teen looks like. Let me go here. And what's crazy, I seen this earlier this week. I was like, man, this is crazy. It's beautiful too at the same time. Give me a second. 1 second, y'all. Okay, I'll come back to that. I want to show this video. I gotta find it. Let me find this video, and I wanna play this video because I was like, nah, I gotta show this because it's in line. It's in line with what I'm talking about tonight, right? What is that sister's name on this thing? 1 second, family. I gotta find it. Okay. Let me show you this. Let me show y'all this video, man. And I want you guys to pay attention to this. How do I find it? 1 second. I'm having such a hard time trying to find this thing. Give me 1 second. I gotta show this video because why? Because it shows the difference night and day between what someone looks like when they're functional and what they sound like when they're functional as well. Oh, here it goes. I had it saved. I'm sorry. Now let me go to my saved pictures or videos, and I want to show y'all this. Okay. 1 second. Why is it not playing? I'm sorry. Okay. So let me put the volume and let me share it with you guys. So now, take a look at this video.
And how old are you?
I'm 21.
Why haven't you done the deed yet?
The key to a strong society is family. And so, in my view, choosing my future husband is like the most important decision I'll ever make. And I'm somebody that I know my heart, and I know that I fall really hard when I meet somebody. So I want to retain some level of objectivity when I'm selecting a future partner. And I know that if I had sex with them, I would be completely imprinted on them. And instead of being like, okay, is this person, do they have the qualities that I'm looking for in a husband, or am I just making it work instead of like seeing red flags and leaving?
Is there any reason why you're dressed so modestly instead of revealing like most women
Listen to
tend
it
do
again.
when they come out to Miami?
I mean, this is just my personal sense of style. I just think it's respectful to others and to my future partner, and to myself, to just cover myself up more. I know that I, take care of myself. I'm pretty athletic, but I don't need to have that on display.
Are you a virgin?
Yes.
Y'all hear that?
And how old are you?
I'm 21.
Why haven't you done the deed yet?
The key to a strong society is family. And so, in my view,
She said the key to a strong society is family. Who taught this young lady? Who taught her? And he asked her, why haven't you done the deed yet? And how dare him ask that question to anybody? Why is that even any of your business? And you see, this is the route that the world is taking, where everybody could just be so nasty and freaky and just be asking random nasty questions. That's not supposed to be like that. And she gave such a great response. The key to a functional society is the family. And she's saving herself for her husband.
choosing my future husband is like the most important decision I'll ever make. And I'm somebody that I know my heart, and I know that I fall really hard when I meet somebody. So I want to retain some level of objectivity when I'm selecting a future partner. And I know that if I had sex with them, I would be completely imprinted on them. And instead of being like, okay, is this person, do they have the qualities that I'm looking for in a husband, or am I just making it work instead of like seeing red flags and leaving?
Is there any reason why you're dressed so modestly instead of revealing like most women tend to do when they come out to Miami?
I mean, this is just my personal sense of style.
Modesty is her personal sense of style, man. Let me give it up to her, man. Listen, man, you can't make this stuff up. There's still hope. There's still hope out there, man. There's not the whole world haven't gone to hell, not yet, right? But I want to clap it up for her parents, and her father who have taught her mother who have taught her to be so modest and to save herself and to understand the importance of the nuclear family. That's what we have to understand. I'm happy that she understands that. I'm so happy, man. And we really need to understand that too, right? So the question is, can dysfunction raise functional teens? And the answer is absolutely not. It can't. Because if it could raise functional people, they wouldn't be getting paid off of it. They wouldn't incentivize it. Right? They wouldn't incentivize getting paid off of our dysfunction. So they know, okay? They know that, there's no way on the Most High's green earth dysfunction can bring function. Order out of chaos, huh? Definitely not, man. Praise the Most High. And also, before I get off this stream too, I want to shout out my sister's page, man. Her Instagram page, and for sisters out there who's looking to be more modest and to understand what it is to be a stay-at-home mom and having power in doing so. There's virtue in being a woman, operating in your function. My sister Vonnie, man, from the G.O.C.C NYC body, right? Jay Charisse, that's her name on her Instagram page, man. Sisters, go and follow her Instagram page, man. And I'm telling you, her page is so wonderful. So much things that you can learn, right? Here's her YouTube channel, The Virtuous Homesteader. Oh my goodness. Show you how to can food, how to store food, how to make bread and all of this stuff. Matter of fact, let's look how to make some bread. Got the ingredients here and all of that. Look at that thing. Homemade bread. Look at that thing, man. Oh my goodness. Listen, if y'all trying to be y'all trying to bring back functional people, follow this page. Sisters, start here, man. So much beautiful things that you can learn from this page, right? Let's make homemade bone broth, strawberry infused. Listen, man, sisters, oh my goodness, she even made her own chicken coop. I can't even make a chicken coop. Well, praise the Most High, man. Sisters, go check her page out, right? Vonnie or Jay Charisse, right, on Instagram. So much wealth of information. And shout out to Deacon Shawan. That is his wife. Shout out Deacon Shawan. Beautiful what you guys got going on over there. Raising your children. Yes, raising our children the right way with some function, right? So sisters, go do yourself a favor and follow this page, man, and learn some. I'm about to learn some stuff too, make some bread too, probably tomorrow. Praise the Most High. But yes, you know what I'm gonna do, and I did say I was gonna do this, right? I'm going to open up the lines. But the way I'm going to do it this time, I did say I was going to do it through Zoom, right? Didn't I say that? All right, let me see how I'm going to do this now. So let me set up a Zoom. I'm going to set up a Zoom. And I'm going to put the link in the description. Matter of fact, yeah, I'm going to send the Zoom to my moderator. My moderator, he's gonna set it up, right? And I'll just keep y'all in the queue, and I'll probably take about 3 or 4 calls. Well, we'll see the pace, because it's already 9 o'clock. So I'm gonna set up the Zoom right now, but in the meantime, I'll give y'all some music to listen to while I set up the Zoom, so that way we could get on with the show. Here we go. So let me set this up. And like I did say I was gonna do that, and I gotta be a man of my word. I definitely gotta be a man of my word. So now Where is this thing, man? Where is this thing? Oh man, he's playing around. Okay, where is this thing? One second. You know what? I'll just do this then. I'll run this down. So I'll set up the Zoom. I'll be right back.
What if I told you that Christ was in us? What if I told you that His reigns in blood? What if I told you that? What if I told you that?
What if I told you that you was made to reign alongside angels, all despite the pain that you went through in life? Would you repent? Would you renew your mind? Would you go heal a blind? Follow my Shiach and find the kingdom within? Or would you continue in sin? Think about all that's been going down, yeah, it's prophecy. Holy days kept all popping, see? Picking that's dead, they obviously really blind, need an ox to teach. What you gonna do is time, my peeps. Kingdom at hand, judge on the way. Tomorrow ain't promised, life like a vapor. Seek your maker.
What if I told you that the kingdom's within us? What if I told you that Christ's blood's in us? What if I told you that His reigns in blood? What if I told you that? What if I told you that?
What if I told you that you special in the eyes of the Abba? More money, more problems, and the outcome for a rich man getting in is harder. When it comes to the kingdom, love not the world. Come to the Father, gotta love pearls. Eschew evil, even from a girl. Kingdom over everything, lead him out the world. Lead him to the water, lead him to our Savior. Lead him to you martyred, lead him to our Maker. Let him know they Jacob, Prince of the power. Really gotta shape up. Angels coming with him, if we wicked, they gon' fade us. What if I told you, kingdom what you made of? Yeah, it's inside you, no need a hesitation. Yeah, it's inside you, faith and meditation.
What if I told you that the kingdom's within us? What if I told you that Christ's blood's in us? What if I told you that His reigns in blood? What if I told you that? What if I told you that? What if I told you that nothing was the same? It's like you waking from a bad dream and the pain still in your brain. What if I told you that the choice was in your hands? You can choose vanity, reality, keep calm, mistake your claim. It's not happening, plug me back in. I gotta get back to the matrix, need my satisfaction, straight acting. What if I told you that the kingdom's who you are, and you done wasted your whole lifetime chasing dreams and falling stars? Christ is the key, renew your mind. Turn from all of your wickedness and please stop wasting time. He's here for the brokenhearted and He will free the blind. Prepare for His return and don't look back, you see the signs, see the signs. Christ is the key, renew your mind. Turn from all of your wickedness and please stop wasting time. He's here for the brokenhearted and He will free the blind. Prepare for His return and don't look back, you see the signs, see the signs, see the signs.
Yes, that was by my brother Hebrew Fresh, right? Kingdom Within, featuring his wife and myself on the album Last Days, Kingdom Over Everything, streaming on all major platforms. So yes, let me start the Zoom. And you guys don't have to worry about it. I ain't gonna put your face, just need your audio, but I need a better system of taking calls. That's just basically what it is. So much stuff going on right now. So all you guys have to do is just join the queue if you want to talk. So instead of you guys calling a number and everybody calling and can't get in, right? I'll add you all in the queue. Let me mute it too as well. And when you guys come in, you know, you raise your hand, and yeah, that's how we do it, right? All right, so you guys, I want to thank my moderator for putting it in the chat. And what I'm gonna do is let me pin it to the chat, so that way everybody could know. Let me pin it. So it'll be the first message you see up there on the top. Message is pinned. If you would like to call in and you want to talk about tonight's topic, right? Let's talk about it, right? The Zoom is now up, right? The Zoom is now up, right? I'm letting you guys in, right? Okay, but I have you muted, right? Right? So the Zoom is up. So I got the first person in. So if you in and you would like to talk, right? Just raise your hand in the Zoom. I'll bring you in. And it's just like, you know, the regular calls like that we have every week, right? And I hope you guys are having a good time. I hope you guys are, you know, you guys enjoyed this broadcast and you know, we all hope we all learn something, and moving forward, that we're able to apply what we're learning and continue to, you know, make this better for our children, for the next generation. Right? So, let me see. Is there a chat too in this thing? Yeah. So if you're ready to talk, I see there's a Christopher that's in right now. And Christopher, if you're ready, just let me know. I'll bring you in. You can send a message in the chat or raise your hand. Okay, he's ready to talk. He's ready to talk, my man. All right. So lower this. All right. Christopher, are you in?
Can you hear me?
I hear you loud and clear. What's going on?
Shalom.
Shalom. This is such a better system, man. I should have been doing this. How's everything doing?
No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
How's everything? Where are you from?
I'm from the island. I'm from the island Curacao.
Curacao?
Yes.
Okay. Where is that at?
It's near about Venezuela, and you know there's 3 islands.
Okay, nice.
And yes, it's near Venezuela. There's 3 islands: the Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao.
Okay, nice. All right. So what's going on? What do you want to talk about today?
Man, I really like this podcast right now.
Praise the Most High.
Because what can I say? Because I see the same you know the curses in here, like just not just in America, but I can see to here too. For example, our sisters, how they dress it, how they talk, and it's bad. It's bad. It's getting worse too.
Of course it's getting worse because look at the way the direction of media is going. Right, what they're portraying with these new art, especially all of these new young artists that they're coming out with, that's being promoted. They're all products of hurt people.
Yes, and not only that, there was a video. I don't remember. There's one sister right here.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was 12 or 13, and she was dressed like twerking in adult in the concert. I was like, what? What is this? What is the father? Where's the father? What's going on here? But no one. But it was like, yeah, we laughing. I was like, nah, this is not okay.
It's not okay. Yeah, and you see what came to your mind. You said, where is the father? Where is her father? You see what I'm saying? And these are the things that when I looked up all of the issues or all of these people that they're promoting, when you do their history on these people, there's no fathers, no father figures, and it's like they're purposely picking these young artists who they know don't have no direction, no father figures. So yeah, man, and it's sad that we're seeing this all over the world.
And one thing, I remember I was in school. Right now, I'm 23. And but I remember
you said how old are you?
23.
You're 23.
Yes, sir.
Oh, young man, you sound old. You sound old. You sound older than than how you.
It might be the genetics. My voice is sounding like deeper, but
Yeah.
I'm 23. Sorry.
Wow, 23 years old. You're a young man. So let me ask you. Since you're 23, I know you was gonna go and say something, right? Are you are you married?
No, I would like to, but I'm not married yet.
Okay, so let me ask you, what are the steps what are the steps that you're taking to be
Well,
married?
my first time, you know, to fix myself, repent and few more things, and and all that, and then if the most will, maybe the most I can put a woman in marriage for me.
So basically, you're chasing the Most High first.
Yes, in Christ. That's the one I want first. I want to fix the things I done in the past.
Come on, don't worry. Once you go into that water, you will fix everything that you've done in the past. That water cleans everything, the baptism, and once you do that, now the Most High can work with you, right? And now you, as a man, now you have to now work for your bride to be, the same way how Joseph did it. I'm sorry, our father Jacob, the same way how he did it. Every man worked for their wife. So you're gonna have to put your hand to the plow. You're gonna have to get a trade, get a job, right? Set yourself up financially, so that way you're in a position where, once the Most High does send her your way, you're able to take care of her. You're able to do that, but you chasing the Most High first. You making sure you have everything, or you're not just chasing her for the flesh. You're chasing her to start a legacy, to create a family.
Yes.
Yeah.
And yes, about the what I must say. For example, I was when I was school, I was looking for answers, all that. I can't find it, right? And then I was becoming atheist because I couldn't find the truth. I was becoming atheist, to be honest. And then I find a group camp. It's not from G.O.C.C. Okay, they was talking about Israelites. I was like, what? I didn't know. I was an Israelite, and through the curse, all this is happening to us. I didn't know about that. I started following them, but then they started talking about Esau, the devil, blah blah blah. You know the story, like Elder Rawchaa say.
Yeah.
The captivity. Oh, whoa. I would not like to take vengeance, take hatred in my heart. None of that. And then and I say in my mind, is that Christ? Is that Christ to hatred? So at that point, I was becoming atheist. So, but nah, some people say nah, you're not gonna become an atheist. My mom, my mother, she's a Gentile, my mother, but I love my mother.
Yeah, you have to. That's your mom.
Yes,
it doesn't matter.
She presented me Elder Rawchaa for the first time, and when Elder Rawchaa said about the Gentile, I was like, oh wow, this is different. And I started, subscribing the videos and watch more of the videos. I was like, wow, wow. And then few more years, I met the Bishop of Puerto Rico, the Bishop.
Yeah,
and we started talking, and yes. And I thank him for the Most High send him, how to fix ourselves. And I'm so happy. Of course, my feeling was hurt, but hey, who cares? I rather get my feeling hurt,
right,
and not go to the fire, in the lake of fire, And that's what it's like. You know what, Bishop? And I say, you know what, Bishop? Thank you very much. It hurts. The truth hurts, but thank you.
Praise the Most High. Praise the Most High. And I'm happy that you was able to separate your feelings from the truth.
Yes.
Praise the Most High. Praise the Most High. But my man, Christopher, thank you for coming in and sharing your thoughts, man. And I pray that, the Most High continue to guide your steps and to give you more knowledge and understanding. And I'm so happy that he allowed you to find the truth at the age of 23, so that way now you can break the cycle. And now when you have children and you're in a marriage, you have your wife, you could break the cycle of dysfunctional children. So praise the Most High for that. Let me clap it up for that, man. Gotta clap it up for that. Praise the Most High. So Christopher, I thank you for I thank you for calling in, man. Bless you, man. I'm gonna put you back into the queue. All right. Thank you for calling in, man. All right, I got somebody else in the queue. Let me see. Okay, I got Reek Judah. What is this? Reek Judah.
Yes, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. What's going on, Reek Judah? Who? I was gonna say who am I speaking with? But I just said your name, but I'm so used to saying that. But where you calling from? Where you coming in from?
Springfield, Mass.
Springfield, Massachusetts.
Correct.
Oh, okay. What's going on? Talk to me.
Well, this is a good topic you're talking about because I actually have a lot of experience in this, dealing with teenagers coming from dysfunctional homes, because I work within group homes for the past about 21 years. So I've seen a lot when it comes to children and what they've been through and what they're going through within their families. And it's heartbreaking because it's especially when it comes to the young girls, because they want some good upbringing.
Right.
You can tell, but they don't know how to really get it. They don't know how to ask for it, and plus they don't trust a lot because of what they've been through growing up in their personal lives. And and then when they see it, it's like they latch on to it when they see a guy or a father figure that they can trust, right? Because they try to latch on to that because when they see how it properly looks like, they really love it because they probably never seen it before.
Yeah, of course. And let me ask, what's the age range?
I've dealt with from 6 to 18.
6 years old?
Yes, 6 years old to 18 years old.
And is a group home, you says, like a foster care system type thing?
Foster care, yes, foster care. It's like they're waiting to go back home, so they're like in these programs for a certain amount of months.
So do they live there or something like that, or like?
They live there. Yeah, they live there with a group of teenagers. Co-ed sometimes. Sometimes they're in an actual hospital setting, psych ward sometimes. And also drug, like child AA type thing too.
So what do you do? What's your?
I'm like a counselor to them. I counsel them. I make sure that they're safe, and also give them advice of how to handle just handle life. I try to deal with their issues and give them advice and show them through the way how I am of how things can be.
Right.
Because I come from their situation, so they tend to trust adults like that were raised that come from their type of background.
Right.
And they see that it is possible to be a good God-fearing person, because I do teach the Most High with these kids, and it's shockingly a good amount of them actually want to listen and hear about the Most High.
Wow, let's clap it up for that. Praise the Most High for that. Now, brother, I really pray that the Most High really is able to use you so that way they could find Him, man. I know that that's a reason why you're there, man.
Yeah, and it's tough. It's very tough, and I had to come to the realization that that's why the Most High got me here, got me there doing that, because it can wear on you, especially with some of the things that they've been through.
Right.
And you see you also see how the parents are to these kids, and you understand why they're like that.
Yeah.
And plus, a lot of adults will take advantage of them. A lot of adults do take advantage of them within the system too.
Yeah, like when they go through the system, right? When you say take advantage of them, you mean like sexual abuse and stuff of that nature.
Sexual abuse, exactly. Financially, even their talent, because a lot of those kids are talented. Yeah. They got a lot of talent. A lot of people don't realize how talented a lot of these kids are. and they do get taken advantage of a lot. And it's sad, and it's very sad. It's like a clique in these programs, like in this field. It's called a human service field. It's like a clique that a lot of adults. It's like high school, a lot of adults do that with these kids. They take advantage of these kids, and they try to get the adults that are good, that do try to show them a proper background. They try to get those adults out of that job a lot.
Right.
And it's a sad situation.
It really is. It's heartbreaking too, understanding that a lot of our people is in that situation. But
most definitely,
but we got to do the best we can do with as much people as we come across to show them that there is a light at the end of this tunnel, and the Most High is that light. Christ is that light. And like I said, I pray and hope that the Most High is able to use you, man, to bring these lost children some hope, man, so that way they could find some. And the thing is, even though they're in a state of this dysfunction, through Christ could make them functional again, because we are a product of that too. Because a lot of us grew up dysfunctional,
exactly.
And Christ came and fixed us. So, we just gotta pray for these children, these youth.
I mean, believe it or not, I had a few of them actually wanted me to adopt them.
Really?
I couldn't, but they actually wanted me to adopt them, females and males.
Really?
Yeah, I'm talking about even teenagers, because what I found is truth. It changed my character. It humbled me. And I just came at them differently.
Wow.
I came at them with more patience and understood things better.
Right.
And then, I was more patient with them and understood them more, but also was firm with them and didn't lie to them. Didn't sugarcoat things with them. I was honest with them as much as I could be. And they respected that. They wanted that.
Right.
More than what people think.
And that's the thing. That's all these children want. They just need to be guided by. They just looking for that. They need
exactly.
that hedge. They need that protection. But
exactly,
it's so unfortunate that they don't find that hedge and that protection through a male figure, and they go the route that they go. But like I said, I believe the Most High really have you there to help these children, man, these youth.
Yeah, I believe so too. Because I'm like, there must be a reason why I'm doing this, and I enjoy it. Like, I tried other things, but I always go back to doing this, and I'm like, this is what I enjoy doing. This is what I'm good at. I seem like I'm very good at this, so I'm like, this is probably what the Most High put me here for. So let me just buckle down on it and just run with it and just do the best I can with it and see where it takes me, see who I can help. Because it's the best feeling in the world when you're helping somebody in some type of way. That is the best. That is a really good feeling.
Praise the Most High, man, and bless you, man. Bless your heart, and I pray the Most High continue to give you the strength to really to make a difference in their lives, man. Seriously.
Shalom, and plus y'all like that too, y'all elders. Y'all do it for us, us adults. It's like, because we're like kids, because we're learning from y'all, and y'all give us a second outlook, like a different look on life, and it gives us that energy we need to help somebody else. You know what I mean? So y'all do the same thing, just in a different way.
Just a different way. All right. Praise the Most High. Well, praise the Most High that we could be used in such a way to help our people, so that way y'all could help other people too. So that's how it is. That's really the each one teach one method right there. So
exactly.
All praises be to the Most High. Man, bless you, man, brother. Reek Judah, man.
Thank you. Lawya.
All right.
Bless you too.
All right,
I appreciate all y'all work.
All praises.
All
So I'm gonna put you back in the queue, my brother. I'm gonna let somebody. There was somebody else in the queue, but I think they dropped off. They thought they probably wasn't getting called on. All right. Well, once again, like I said, brothers and sisters, the Zoom link is in the chat. Right? The Zoom link is in the chat. If you want to chime in, if you want to speak about this topic tonight, if you are going through any of these things that we've been talking about tonight, please feel free to hit the Zoom link it's in the chat. I pinned it to the chat, so it should be on the top of the chat. You could click it and they'll dial you right in. Right? I find out this is a better system rather than having everybody call in at the same time and people getting frustrated. I'm missing calls. This is a better method. It's much more organized. I feel more in control right now. I feel like I have more control with what's going on. But yeah, no, not this. But yeah, brothers and sisters, call in or zoom in, I should say. All right, I got this person coming in now. Okay, this person, I have to ask what your name is because I don't even know who you are. Zoom user, who am I speaking with?
Shalom.
Hey, Shalom.
Yeah, I'm Malak.
You're Malak?
Yeah.
How you doing,
I'm
Malak?
Ak Malak Yahawaya.
Okay, Ak Malak
Yahawada. And yeah, basically.
Where are you zooming in from?
I'm zooming in from the UK, Birmingham.
Oh, Birmingham. Okay, praise the Most High. UK in the house.
All praises.
What's going on, my brother? Speak to me.
Yeah, I live in a supported living. I live in a supported accommodation as well.
Supported accommodation. That's like a group home. Yeah. That's what that's called.
It's like a group home. It's like a building with disability people.
How old are you?
I'm 26.
You're 26. Okay, you still young.
Yeah. Basically, in Ahaya, I am getting better, but I used to struggle with ADHD chromosome. I've still got them, but it's getting better in Ahaya. And I'm being baptized, and I got baptized last year.
All praises to Ahaya. I gotta clap that up. Praise the Most High. When a soul get baptized, it gives his life to the Most High in Christ. Praise the Most High. So talk to me real quick about your experience living in the accommodated living.
Basically, like, it is difficult because the staff here come in every day. You see, they are helpful, but some of the staff are not. So it depends who you get along with as well.
Let me ask you: Have you ever had a situation where you was taken advantage of, or you felt that you was being wronged, or no one was listening to you? And how did you deal with that situation? What did you do? Did you confide in someone?
Well, basically, few times I've like backchat someone, and then few times I had to pray. So you know what I'm saying, like. To the Most High, like, help me get better, help me do better, help me not to backchat and stuff. So he helped me. So now let's say about a year I haven't actually backchat someone and actually talk over someone when they're talking, because I tend to talk over people when they're talking. So
well, see. The Most High said it, right? And Christ said it, man, ask and you shall receive, man. So praise the Most High that, you have the wherewithal to actually go to him to pray in prayer, right? And ask for help. And that's one thing that we have to ask. As a people, we have to start doing. We have to start asking the Most High for the things that we need to be fixed in us, right? Because he knows what needs to be fixed, but he's looking to see if we're gonna ask, right? So
that's right.
Yeah, man, and I'm really happy that the Most High is helping you through this process, man. And I know the Most High has way more in store for you, man. You just gotta stay faithful even to the very end, man. Don't ever give up. Don't feel discouraged. There might be some times where you may feel discouraged. You may feel like no one understands you. You may feel like no one is listening to you. But the Most High, he's watching. He's our Father. He knows everything, right? So
that's right.
And he's brought you this far. Always remember, the Most High brought you this far. He didn't bring you this far to show you how far he brought you to make you fall again. It's not how it works, right? The Most High is going to continue to work with you and build you. Always remember. There's levels. How the Most High work. He works with us in levels and stages, right? Once you pass one stage, he brings you to the next stage, on and on and on and on again. All right. So continue to work diligently, continue to be patient, and continue to ask him to help to continue fixing you, because we all still need fixing, right? And I'm telling you, he's gonna fix you. He's gonna help you, man. I'm really happy, Yahweh, that you called and you shared this with me tonight, man.
For Doc. Yeah, all praises to a higher.
All praises to a higher, my brother. So I'm gonna place you back into the queue, my brother. Bless you. Have a good night, man. Oh man, such a beautiful. I gotta clap it up for him. Such a beautiful call, man. And I'm gonna be praying for you too, my brother, man. I'm gonna be praying for you. Stay strong. Stay diligent, man. Listen, the Most High always have answers for all of His children, right? The Most High has answers for all of His children. So I'm gonna bring in the next caller. Is brother Mike? Hey, you're on Spotlight B-Ball.
What's up, bro? How you doing, man? This brother Mike from Jersey.
What's going on, Mike? How you doing? I noticed the name.
Man, I gotta play this episode for my kids when I get to work, man. I love what you was talking about.
Praise the Most
And
High.
coming from that standpoint, you know, I work with those kind of kids every day, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know you because you work with the kids it's a group home too, right?
Yeah, it's a rehab.
Rehab, yeah, that's what it was, yeah.
Yeah, inpatient rehab. They come there 60 to 90 days for behavior or substance abuse. Yeah, so I work with those kids every day. And the other brother that was on was hitting on with a lot of things and in terms of their behavior. And you don't know until you hear their stories, man. And when we do Thursdays for the kids to share, two kids get picked to share their stories. And when you hear some of the stuff that these kids been through, bro, it breaks your heart, man.
Yeah, I could imagine, bro. I could definitely imagine. Like when the brother who called the Reek Judah, when he called in and he said that it was to the point where they wanted him to adopt them. I was like, you see, man, it's like they just want help, man. They just want to feel loved. They just want to feel the embrace of a father. That's just all they want.
And they want to be heard. A lot of people haven't paid attention to them. A lot of people wasn't there for them growing up, man. And a lot of them didn't have parents, or their parents were on drugs or things of that nature. And some of the stuff that you hear from them, it's like, wow. You know what I'm saying? And this is the first time that a lot of them been sober since like 10 years old. Right. And some of them might be 16. This is the first time a lot of them, some of them might be 16 and they ain't been to school since like 6th grade. You know what I mean? Because of the way that they're being raised. And it's rough. So I work with them with a lot of things teaching them about life and teaching them about the Most High. So now this year I started Spiritual Thursdays. So now we talk about the Most High and we watch different things. Right now we watching the series, the Bible series.
Nice.
So they're really interested because, you know, it's action packed.
Right. Yeah.
So it's so different. Now we just got through Saul and David story. So we like on episode 5 or 6 or something like that.
Where is that, on Netflix or something?
It's on you gotta buy it on Amazon. I had bought it years ago when it was on DVD, but now I streamed it on Amazon. Of course the depiction of the race is a little off, but the stories is still the story, you know what I mean?
Right.
So
gotta check that out.
So they're learning about the Israelites, and they go through all of our travels in the different wars that we fought in and the lessons we had to learn with the Most High. But the most thing about it is they're interested in it. So now my whole plan is to use this to go in the Chosen.
Right.
Now,
okay.
I didn't want to go directly in the. I didn't want to go directly in the Chosen because it probably would have been too much for them without having a foundation. So I'm using this for the foundation. Then we're gonna get in the Chosen, and we get to have a dialogue to talk about it.
Right.
And I'm trying to change their music. Now we listen to a lot of 80s and 90s R&B.
Nice.
Like I play that a lot. and to try to get them to hear a different kind of music, to try to soften their brains and let the boys understand a little romance, and let the women hear little girls hear how they should be treated. And we do a lot of videos I do a lot of videos educating them on the music that they listen to today and how it's programming them and what's the purpose behind it. And I show a lot of videos of the rappers confessing of being in demonic things and how the one we watched yesterday was about do the record industry, why do they be having contracts life insurance policies on these drill rappers,
right? Yeah.
And how they getting paid off it. So we did a breakdown of that yesterday.
Wow, that's powerful to show them.
Yeah,
showing them the game.
Yeah. So I'll be teaching them about that kind of stuff, and like the brother said, once you get into it, you see why the Most High have you there,
right?
And you understand what's your purpose of, man. And I'm glad you be tapping into that. You got into this lane of talking about this kind of stuff on a spiritual level, because we don't get a lot of content that targets the young kids.
Yeah.
So when I go try to get them and bring them in to the spiritual realm, you have one of the few pages that I could take some content from that they can relate to.
Well, praise the Most High. All praises.
Yeah. So thanks for doing your job, man. I know you got more callers to get to, so I yield right there at the water, man. Have a nice night.
You too, man. Bless you, Ak, man. I'm going to put you back in the queue. Man, all praises be to the Most High, man. Yo, and I know for sure the Most High have these brothers there, to work with the children, man. Like, the Father knows. He knows they need the help, man. He know. So, all right. Okay, we bringing in Sister Danita.
Hey, Deacon Azad.
Hey, Shalom. How you doing, sis?
I'm good. I was just listening to the last caller and all the callers that called in, and I was just thinking about how the Most High have us each on a path to doing different. We be wondering why we on these avenues that we on, because just like the two brothers said, they work at the group home. I'm one of them people that bring those type of kids to the group homes and to the day programs, and and the Most High give me that, whether it's 15 minutes on the bus or 30 minutes on the bus, I'm driving them there to minister to them. And they be breaking down crying. It's kids that be telling me stuff. There be adults telling me stuff.
Wow, it's
and
therapy.
The Most High use me in that moment to pray for them or give them words of encouragement, or it was an older man that I met, and he was telling me the hate that he had in his heart for his father, and I told him, forgive your dad, because your dad didn't know the best way. He only knew the best way he could to raise you.
Right.
And you can't hate your parents for not having a book. I said, man, they don't give you a book on how to raise kids.
Right now. They
just love you the way they can love you. And he just broke down crying. And he said he never had nobody tell him that. And I was like that too. I was trying to find different jobs, but the Most High keep me on this avenue of driving the Metro Access bus every day, picking up people that was elderly, picking up people that's broken, basically. Our people are broken.
Our people are broken. And the thing is, we have to sympathize with them, man, and not be so quick to judge them, because we don't know what they're going through.
We don't know what they're going through. We don't know
we don't know what they're going through, and we don't know what they've gone through.
Right.
So
I had a sister that was my age tell me that, she felt like giving up until I talked to her that day. And that made me happy that I even said anything. I could have rolled on that bus and took her where she had to go and not said nothing.
Never said nothing, right.
But I heard the Most High say, they speak to her. She wants somebody that she can open up to. And when I started talking to her, she was telling me how her life is broken, and you know, how she felt like giving up and everything. And I told her, I said, sis, it's not what we go through. It's how we get through it. And I said, you will get through this. And she hugged me and everything once she got off the bus. She said, thank you. I needed to hear that.
Praise the Most High.
I just, you know, I'm grateful for each day that the Most High give me, you know, to do this ministry.
All praise
it's
be
not
to the
just
Most High.
driving a bus. It's a ministry.
It really is a ministry. And, you know, like I said, I pray that the Most High continues to give you that fervent spirit to help those who's looking for help. You understand? Yeah. And that's one thing too. If somebody is coming to us and looking and asking for help, we got to do our best to help them as best as we can. Right?
Yeah.
As best as we can. So, you know, I definitely appreciate you calling in and sharing that with us, man. It's very powerful stuff. You keep doing what you're doing, sis.
Thanks, bro.
All right.
All right. Shalom.
Shalom's always a pleasure. I'm gonna put you back in the queue. Right? Put her back in the queue. Praise the Most High for her calling in and sharing that as well. Always a great call, Sister Danita. Oh, I got another caller coming in right now. Where you at? Hey, Shalom, Aktazalak, what's going on? Tazalak, can you hear me? Oh, okay, his audio was connecting. Aktazalak.
Shalom.
Shalom, what's going on, bro?
Blessed, man. Blessed by the best, and his name is Ahaya. All praises to this discussion that you're having this evening. Hold on, let me turn you down.
Yeah, I hear myself in the background, yeah.
All right, got you. All right. Yeah, I just want to say that very good topic that you brought out this evening. It's kind of funny because this morning we had a 5:30 prayer, and over the 5:30 prayer, I was going over 1 Timothy 5, verses 8. And it says, but if any provide not for his own, especially for those of his own house, he have denied the faith and is worse than an infidel. So it's kind of funny how that scripture came to me this morning. And now you have the topic of this show, can dysfunction raise functional teens? But one thing that I could say that I noticed, you know, especially being, I'm not old. I'm 41 years old, but, you know, I'm able to see the difference because when I was coming up and when I first started getting into music, you actually had to go buy the tape. It wasn't even CDs out. You had to buy the tape, and it came with parental advisory, right. and someone had to purchase it for you. And maybe you have like a couple of people that may have it. You know, maybe their parents might let them get it. You heard it around there, but now, like when kids get good grades or when they get rewarded for something, you know, their parents, they ask them, hey, what do you want? And the first thing that they ask their parents, can they get, is a phone or maybe even a computer or maybe even a tablet.
Right.
You know, so depending on what type of parents that you have, if your parents say, you know what, I'm putting a parental block on this, so you won't have access to this, then you won't be able to see certain things.
Right.
But if they go out into the world and they're around their friends, eventually they'll be able to have access to those things. But what I'm seeing is that these children have instant access to the internet. And also you see, like, it's a good thing that you had highlighted that Megan Thee Stallion, she became famous off of social media. So right now what's happening is it's not really grandparents that's raising the children. It's not parents that's raising the children. It's social media that's raising the children.
Mm-hmm.
So, but praise the Most High. I mean, I'm a single dad, but praise the Most High that in the community that we have as a church, it takes a village. So, you know, my daughter, she's able to see, you know, modest women that are serving the Most High.
Mm-hmm.
And learning how to cover themselves, learning how to respect themselves, learning how to prepare themselves for husbands. And she's able to see married couples and things like that.
Right.
So she knows that that's not the norm. But outside of our community and outside of our faith, a lot of the teens are thinking that that's the norm.
That's the norm, right? Yeah.
So they're being raised by the Ice Spices. They're being raised by the Megan Thee Stallions. They're being raised by, sad to say, the Doja Cats. It's really bad.
Yeah, and this is what goes to show that how important the nuclear family really is. Mother, father, child, or children, right? So it's very important that we have these families, so that way our children could grow up better, right? And this is what the Most High was trying to prevent for us since the beginning. He was trying to prevent us from having broken homes. He was trying to prevent us from having fatherless homes. He was trying to prevent us from that, but we just turned away from him. But now, praise the Most High, we're in a stage where He's bringing us back to the understanding. He's bringing us back to the culture. So, you know, slowly but surely, man. Slowly but surely. Can we change everyone? Nah, it's not gonna be possible. But we could change those who's willing or who's looking for the change, who's looking for help. And that's where we come in, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and as parents, we have to show no fear in correcting them. Mm-hmm. And don't get me wrong. There's those times where you can joke, you can have a sense of humor, you can have good conversation. But when you notice something where they're out of line as a child, and they should be put in the child's place, you have to stop it right then and there.
Yeah.
Excuse me? No, this is the correct way to do it.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't speak like this to me, or you don't speak like this to nobody. This is how you carry yourself as a person, and this is what's going to get you through life. And, and as far as pointing them out in the scriptures, to honor the mother and thy father, so that the days be long upon the land.
Right.
So not only do you just honor your mother and your father, you honor everyone else's mother and father too. The figure of what the Most High made as men and women.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Elderlies at that. Have some respect about yourself, and that's what's going to take you long through life.
Right.
But I digress. Love the topic. Praise the Most High for using you as a vessel, my brother.
All praise be to the Most High, man. I appreciate the call and the insight, man. All praises.
Indeed.
All right.
Shalom.
Shalom. I'm gonna put you back in the queue. Thank you for calling in, my brother. Got another call coming in right now. Let me bring him in while I put you back in the queue. Admit. Back in the queue. Shalom, shalom. You muted.
Yo.
First of all, shalom.
Shalom.
What's going on, dog?
Nah, it's a delay going on the web, so I'm watching the TV.
Oh, nah, you can't watch that. Huh? You can't watch that.
My fault. Shalom, family. What's going on, man?
Brother Darnell on the line, man. What's going on, Doc?
Yes, sir. All praises to the Most High, man. But I had to call in because it's funny, man. The spirit be moving. Like,
talk to me.
Me and my you saw we was talking about this literally earlier at work today.
Really?
You know what I mean? Yes, raising functional teams. I mean, I just got home from work, so I don't know what the whole lesson was about. You know, I'm just catching a little piece of it, whatever. But based off the conversation, it's basically raising, you know, our children right in these times, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we was talking about this earlier. Like, today's generation of children is just watered down, man. This joint is ridiculous, you know, from, you know, the lack of discipline, you know, how they was raised, the structure, you know, just all the way down to the body language, you know. And we was just talking about some things that we would like to instill back into our children. We came to a conclusion we're gonna have to raise them to be, you know, older from young. Like, they're gonna have to, you know what I'm saying, grow up faster is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? Like, so from a young age, ain't gonna be no tablets and cartoons till 12 o'clock. It's gonna be, you know, here's a broom, here you know, here's a glove. Let's get these dishes clean.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sweep the crib.
Basically,
you know, they got to get responsible. You know,
your discipline.
Yeah, they got to get discipline.
Put them on chores.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? And we need to put them in, you know, more I would say productive activities. You know what I'm saying? Like now is not the time to be putting them in no basketball camps and no football camps.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, them NBA dreams is dead.
It's over. Right? It's over for that.
It's over for that. We not in that time no more.
Right.
It's time to get them in boxing, you know, martial arts, some type of self-defense, tactical training class. We need to get them in that mindset of a warrior or you know, preparation time from young. You know what I'm saying? We need to bring our young men and queens back. You know what I'm saying? Like how it was nowadays. You know what I mean? You know, back in my days, you know, I had to earn my keep. You know, chores. I ain't get paid for just doing nothing. You know, stuff of that nature. Like they got to learn the value of $1.
Right.
So, you know, I'm speaking like an old head. Sheesh. I'm only 28.
I'm saying, I'm letting you rock. I hear you though.
I'm all in the spirit, man. But
praise the Most High.
So that was our it's just praise the Most High. This is the conversation we was talking about earlier today. It's like
that's how the spirit move, man. But praise the Most High. That's how the spirit be moving, man. But you know, it's gonna take conversations like these to get us, you know, to start shaping up and to start looking at our children like, yo, we got to do better. The more we see the children out there in the world, the more we want to do better for our children, man. So praise the Most High for that. And yo, do me a favor, plug your music in real quick, man. Plug your music for the people.
Plug my music in
for your people.
You put me on the spot, Hold on.
Wait, no, where they can find you? Where they can find your stuff?
Oh, I'm on all platforms, man. You can look me up on YouTube, on SoundCloud. You can look me up on Apple Music, Spotify at Lawya. I'll spell it out for you. Dary with 2 A's, HLA. Lawya.
Yeah, I know DJ King Styles is gonna put it in the chat for everybody.
Yes. All praises to the Most High. You know, I got a little bit of everything for everybody. You know, so like I said, he gonna put in the link. You know, tap in. My Instagram is Zakar144K. You know, that's where I'll be posting you know, any like sneak peeks of new music, you know, inspirational things of that matter. And you know, that's where you'll get the first heads up on when I'll be dropping new music or any collabs of things of that nature. So all praises to the Most High. Appreciate you for having me.
You already know.
And my little 2 cents.
Nah, that 2 cent when it got doubled, man. It got doubled and tripled.
It got increased, right?
It got increased, bro. But yo, appreciate you calling in, man. Yo, and you know, we got a meeting Monday.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Listen,
I'm ready.
Listen, brothers and sisters, I can't even tell y'all what we got cooking up, but listen.
Oh man, they ain't ready for that, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it low for now.
Don't you tell nobody.
Tell nobody.
Nobody.
All right, my.
I love you, man.
Love you
Shalom,
too, bro.
family. Have a blessed one, and yeah, Godspeed.
All right, shalom. Put my back in the queue. Praise the Most High. My man called in, man. Yo, and this is what I actually want, man. I want to provoke thought. I want, people to be provoked to this conversation, so that way, we could heal our nation, heal our people. You understand what I'm saying? And if we don't have these conversations, then what good are we? What good are we if we have this truth and no one else could benefit from it? Before, let me do this. I want to read this scripture before I come off, because that was a great first run of having the Zoom calls instead of having people call in. I like that. I think I'm gonna keep this. I think I'm gonna keep the Zoom up. You have people come in the queue and be allowed to speak. Come in when they're ready to come in. But I'm gonna keep that. I'm gonna keep that pace going. Praise the Most High. But I want to read this for everybody out there. Just to conclude this topic, right? As far as coming to the Most High, and that brother, the young brother from the UK who called Malak Yahweh, when he called in, he said that he went to the Most High to pray, to ask him to remove certain things from him. And we all have to learn to do that. We all have to learn to be humble and to come before the Most High. Look, I'm going to read this 1 Peter 5 and 6. And I love the scripture, right? Especially if you're going through something, you're dealing with something. The Most High, he's our Father. Even though some of us may be fatherless in the flesh, always remember that we're not fatherless in the spirit. Okay? We may be fatherless in the flesh, but we're not fatherless in the spirit. We have a Father. He's looking for you, right? You got to find him. 1 Peter 5 and 6, it says, "Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of the Most High, that he may exalt you in due time." Right? This is what I want to read right here. Verse 7. "Casting all your care upon him, for he careth for you." Casting all your care upon him, for he careth for you. But first, it starts with you humbling yourself before him. Humble yourself. Come before him as a child, as a babe, as a son, as a daughter, and speaking to him humbly. And as a father, he will answer. And as a father, he will comfort you, because it tells you right there, casting all your cares upon him, for he careth for you. So the Most High cares for us. He loves us. He just don't want to see us doing the wrong things, man. He just don't want to see us doing the wrong thing. He just really want us to do the right things, man. So praise the Most High for this conversation. Praise the Most High for this topic. And I really pray that understanding and healing and breakthroughs come forth from this topic, and we're able to heal ourselves and heal our nation and heal our children, so we could do better, right? There's a saying that says, if you know better, you would do better. It's like we read in the beginning earlier today in Hosea, we are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. So now that we're starting to learn, we're starting to know more. Now we should be able to do better now, because we're learning. And now let's help the next generation do the same. So I clap it up for myself. I like that. But brothers and sisters, y'all know what time it is, right? You know, it's been great. It's been fun. And like I do every week, you know, this show must also come to an end. Like all good things, that's what I usually say. Okay? Like all good things, this show must also come to an end. Right? So I thank you all for everybody who called in, right? Everybody who was able to click the link in the chat. And what I'm gonna do, I'll probably put it in earlier. So I'll have more people in the queue rather than doing it later in, because I know there's people who's coming in late and probably catching the stream a little later, and it's catching up to them, and they finally seen that I put the chat out or the link out. So I'm gonna start putting the link out from the beginning of the program, so that way people could just start filing in, so that way we could have a smooth transition with people calling in, people in the queue, and we just take it from there, right? But like I said, this show must also come to an end.
You could be anywhere in the world, but you're now tuned into the Born of Levi experience.
Yes, brothers and sisters. Thank you guys for coming in. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for being so active on the chat. Thank you for those who called in. And thank you guys for just for watching, man. Thank you and also thank you guys for hitting that like button, sharing this conversation with your friends and family, and sharing it in the future as well too. But I gotta go. I love you all. Stay prayed up, sin not, and we shall see Zion if it be the Most High's will. Right? So have a good night. Have a blessed Shabbat. And let's do this thing. Let's continue to endure to the end. All right? So, shalom. Have a good night. Peace and blessings. Love you guys. Peace.